what do you feel like is among maybe the top 2 or 3 pressing mental health issues facing the Black community right now?
Oh, like today, right now? Ooh, like like from yesterday, right now?
Oh my
From
Lord. That video, I'm recording that video after you and I get off of this.
uh I think, and it has been for a long time and continues to be, and is part of the book I am currently writing, Black family trauma. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to break Black family rules, being able to, okay, just Uncle Joe molested little Kathy,
Uh-huh.
but nobody really addressed it. They just said, all right, stay away from him, you stay away from her, and that's it, right?
That's right.
But no, she needs to go, Kathy needs to go to therapy. And Uncle Joe needs to go to somebody's therapist too.
That's
Like
right.
somebody needs some help. And
Yep.
the fact that it happened, we need to
Yep.
address that it actually happened so that we can process this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now we have this family secret that just stays there forever. And Uncle Joe just stays in the basement, and Kathy, goes on with life, but then she grows up and she has relationships, and
Yep.
now she's affected in her relationships, or she has children, and that's now affected, right? So we have these generational curses, maybe, I don't know, things that are just that say that
These
we are,
wounds.
yes,
Yeah.
trauma,
Yep.
right? So, and that can come on many levels, like judgments, right? Like there's a lot I think about my own family sometimes, and I have to set boundaries because the judgment that comes with, because you did it a certain way, or you have an opinion about what I should be doing and I don't, now
Mm-hmm.
you're mad, right? So that's what I hear a lot of times from my clients. Like, yeah, my mother said I should be doing this and doing that. And I said, well, who said you had to do what she said?
Yeah.
Well, she's my mother. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But
getting clients to move past and, autonomy, like
mm-hmm.
that is very different. And I get it, right? Like that's what we were built on, family. Like that's who matters. But family isn't always blood relatives,
Yeah.
right?
And especially when what they're telling you to do is to continue fostering the
Exactly.
intergenerational
Exactly.
unhealthy family
Yep.
dynamic.
Yes.
And people don't realize it because it's
Yep.
not you saying don't be obedient to your mother, don't
No.
listen to your
Or
parents who are they.
disrespectful. Right.
No, this is all of the toxic stuff that
Yeah.
people get
That's it.
encouraged toward.
Yeah. And one client right now, she has a daughter, and the family like says stuff like she sounds white, right? Like, oh my gosh, you need to get her cultured or whatever. So the girl hears this and she's like, I'm just me. Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I'm just.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, but they're my family. So I have to keep going around her. I'm like, but do you? But you don't want your daughter to hear this stuff. So I'm confused. Like,
Yeah.
we got to make some different choices. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like families need to stop giving unsolicited advice, saying things that are hurtful to people, right? Like, I remember when I had a baby, and I was at my grandfather's house. My grandfather was an old cantankerous man. He just was, and my family would just be like, that's how granddad is. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's how he is to y'all. That's not how he gonna be to me.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with this. Like, I had the baby, and he's like, oh, you picking up some weight, huh? And I'm like, I just had a baby. Like, who says things like that to people?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
so I just think about my own family, and I can only imagine, and I know some of the things some of my clients hear. Just like I think that those are huge things, and we carry those for our life. And if we don't process them and break them, they will hurt us for
Yes.
as long as we allow them to.
Yes. And what's funny is I'm listening to you. I think we don't really, we laugh at these things, we dismiss them, we brush them off. And it reminded me, I have a cousin, unfortunately she was tragically killed.
Oh wow. Okay.
But looking back on her life, my grandmother her nickname was Hot Mess. Right?
Yep.
And we would laugh, and
Yeah.
I stopped laughing at that, and I stopped I never called her that, but I would never
Yeah.
even refer to her like that.
Mm-hmm.
When I started to think to myself how much she feel being called that, now that we're all like older teenagers, 15,
Yeah.
16, 17, you know,
Yeah.
we're turning into adults.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder how much of that narrative growing
Impacted.
up influenced
Absolutely.
her to make, you know, decisions that really set her backwards.
Absolutely.
You know, when she
Yes.
she was turning her life around, and you know, she wasn't like on drugs or anything stuff, but she just teen mom, didn't finish school. You know, she made a lot of mistakes in that. But I wonder how much of that was fulfilling this like sense of self
Exactly.
that she
That's
had been
exactly
raised into.
Yep.
That we, as you know, Black families,
Yep.
we just kind of dismiss. Oh, that's just so and so being so and so, and she knows she's a hot mess, and
absolutely,
we're not really realizing, because I know for myself, I was called Doc when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, and like,
what did that mean?
Here, Doc.
Yeah, I know what it means. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but like as a child, like, so like, what if you didn't become a Doc? You know what I mean? Like,
no,
that's
but it encouraged, you know, it
okay.
What it did was it gave me that sense of self. It gave me a sense of like,
okay.
You know, they called me that because, you know, I was smart as a kid, and it really reassured me and reinforced me. There was no pressure for me to get a doctorate, but I felt like I could.
Okay. I like it.
Right.
Yeah.
I felt like I could. And so, so I wonder, look at our two different paths.
Yeah. And if you think about the gender aspect too, there's that piece too, right? Like, so they said it to you, but I wonder for a girl, what
they would have said.
Too smart? Could she not? You know what I mean? Like, would that mean, like, I was bossy, right? Like, that was mine. And now we're telling girls it's leadership skills. For me, that's what it is. Like, I was a leader. I was like born. I was always the president or something. Always, you know, as I got older, and I heard a lot of, like, it was probably to my detriment sometimes. Like, it was a lot of like, I was pretty, and, you know, I mean, I still am. But, like, it went to my detriment sometimes. Like, we just need a happy medium. Like, encourage our children. Like, I have 2 boys, and so I'm and, you know, they say children of therapists look crazy anyway, but they all, you know, they're in tune they know how to, you know, they can be angry, they can cry, they can, you know, we can talk about these things and figuring out those healthy coping skills. I know that's what I'm teaching my children, but not everybody was educated like that, right? So, and I know our parents and grandparents, they did the best they could. However, we got to do better.